Hey guys, it's Nailbiter, and I've got another World of Tanks video here. This is my ace tanker round with the Object 268, which is a tier 10 Russian tank destroyer. And it's an older round, it's from the 8.8 patch, so the replay will probably look a little off. You'll notice just over the course of it that a lot of times when I'm aiming at enemy tanks, the feathering doesn't really show up, so you can't actually tell that I'm aiming at tanks or that my reticle is on a tank. And also you can see below that you can't actually see the ammo that I'm using. So I don't fire any gold in this round at all. I almost exclusively use just AP rounds because they're ridiculously good as it is. So anyway, this is, as I said, an older replay. I had grinded to the Object 268 back when that line was at a discount for the on-track event. And I've got to say, I really love this tank. It's so ridiculously good, and you know, I can see why so many people complain about tier 10 TDs now, because this thing is amazing. This is the first tier 10 TD that I've played, and I think at the moment I'm averaging something like 4,200 damage per game, so that's easily more than twice as much damage compared to the hit points of this tank, and it's a damage machine. I'm tempted to say it's even better than some of the other TDs that people often complain about being overpowered, just because it can put out so much constant damage, and it's got the speed of a medium tank too, which is really, really helpful. Of course, I haven't actually played any of those others tier 10 TDs, so you know, I take that with a grain of salt. But anyway, this was a pretty interesting round actually. As I said, it's my ace tanker round, and this is actually probably my favorite spot to go to on this map in a TD, because you can look across and get good shots on the enemy tanks over there. And with the great camo of this tank, I've actually also got full camo on my crew. I'm able to shoot over there, or I'm able to kind of expose myself without getting spotted actually. So you saw me put a nice shot into that Panzer 100, and then another pretty nice moving shot on that bat chat. I got a little lucky with just being able to time the lead on that shot about right, and low roll, but I'll take the damage. But anyway, so we're down 2 tanks already, which was actually surprising. You can't see an XVM right now, but we had a Relic platoon and a Fulcrum platoon on our team, so I was pretty sure this was going to be a fairly straightforward win. I mean, the enemy team had a few decent players, but you know, I was expecting to win pretty comfortably, and instead we fall behind pretty quickly. As you can see, we've already lost our bat chat. I think the guys on that western or southwestern flank got a little over aggressive and then just got surrounded. So there we lost one of the Fulcrum guys in that Object 704. Here I was looking across to see if I could get any more shots, and I just kind of, it's probably the one bad thing, or the one sort of negative thing about the Object 268 is its gun traverse is pretty poor, and as you'll see later, its gun elevation is also pretty poor. The gun depression is not very good either, but it's not as much of a problem for the most part. So because of that, I'm unable to get a shot on that 704 there that just crossed out in the open. At this point, we've almost completely lost now that western flank, and I was thinking about actually crossing over and trying to help out that E3 that's over there now. He's left alone, but I figured it would probably be better for me to stay back here, and I can use these bushes that are just to the left of this rock as camo, and hopefully I can try to support him a little bit. But the last thing I really wanted to do was cross and just completely expose myself to getting flanked in the back, and I probably would have gotten cut out in the open. So there I get a kill shot on the WZ-132. I thought about shooting the T-54 at first, but I figured at this point we really just need to focus on killing the enemy tanks and trying to get back into this round a little bit. We're still down by 4, and you can see me here trying to get an angle on this T-54, but he's blocked by the E3. And now here you can see I am actually aiming at the T-54 right now, but you can't actually tell that in the replay. The replay is just messed up, probably because it's an older replay file. But I get a kill shot on the T-54, and then the Foch 155 takes out the E3. So I'm kind of the last guy over here, and the last line on this flank. Luckily, I have really good camo, and I can just sit in this bush without getting spotted. Took a shot there at the Foch's lower plate, and it must have just gone right below him. And there you can see I get spotted, and an artillery shell lands right next to me. But I wait for myself to re-stealth, and I poke out again, and I get a nice shot into the little hatch on the top right of the Foch's tank, and take him down. So he's at pretty low health. He's a one-shot for me now, and I figure chances are he's not going to be as aggressive in poking out around the side of that mountain anymore. There, the Chaffee looks up in the middle, and I was thinking about taking a shot there, but I decided not to. And here I see the Batchat get spotted, and I didn't expect to get spotted there because I hadn't when I was sitting in that bush before, but he does spot me, and he gets a shot into me, and I get kind of stuck on that rock, so I wasn't able to turn and get a shot into him, so that was kind of frustrating. Here the 704 tries to peek out again, and I don't get spotted, and I get a fairly lucky shot. It's kind of I can only just see the top right corner of his tank over that mountain side, and luckily my shell just goes right into that spot, and I get the kill. So we're still down 3 tanks. Enemy's got a lot of dangerous tanks left still, although I know that the Foch in front of me is hurt, and the Pascucci E100 is also hurt. The Batchat is pretty low as well. So I'm feeling still like we've got a shot. I've got a fair amount of hit points left, so I can take a hit if I have to. And I'm just going to keep using this bush to my advantage. I'll just speed this part of the replay up, as I'm just going to be sitting here for a lot of the time now, waiting to see if one of those enemy tanks over there will kind of expose himself too much and give me a shot. Thought about taking a shot here on the Foch, but I decided the chances of me actually hitting that were too low, and I didn't want to let myself get spotted. Another thing to point out at this moment is the Pascucci 100 on our team that was watching the bridge in the center got killed by artillery, so now I don't really have anything supporting me from behind either, and I'm a little worried about getting flanked. There's a 1390 still there, but he's going to move back, as you can see in a moment, and right now I'm just trying to watch and see if the T-57 Heavy will come up the center again. And it's at this point that I realize that I have nothing watching behind me, and there's probably going to be a 268 that's going to try to flank me in a moment. And so I'm a little slow trying to turn around here to face him, but luckily I realized this just soon enough so that he can't quite get back behind that corner before or without getting shot by me, and I'm able to take him out. So that was a really important kill right there, because if I had gotten surrounded at that point, I would have certainly died, and the game would have definitely been over. Another thing that happened right there that was kind of funny was you'll notice if you watch that again that I actually bounced a shot on my side, and in the chat you'll see the T-92 complaining here as he apparently bounced an AP round off the side of my tank. I did get splashed by the Conqueror, I think it was, but I got really pretty lucky there to come out of that situation alive, as the artillery were obviously pre-aimed on my position. Now this Foch is to my right, and he's keeping me permanently spotted. The 1390 goes out there, I guess in an effort to try to flank him, and I tried to warn him about the Pascucci 100 that was over there, but he gets taken out. And seeing that, I decided to try to just take a really crazy blind shot on the Pascucci 100 in the hopes of getting lucky. It misses though, and thankfully my artillery was supporting me as the Foch tries to go around the corner, and he gets taken out by one of our T-92s. Now, I know that the only tank in front of me now is still the Pascucci 100. This game's actually very close now. We've made a pretty good comeback. The guys on the other side have done a pretty good job holding that flank. And I'm just trying to actually back up a little bit, because I know artillery is going to be zeroed in on that position. And there you can see an artillery shell lands on that rock. I do want to be able to spot the Pascucci 100 if he moves up, but I'm thinking at this point, with the fact that he's at such low health, he's probably not going to want to be very aggressive, because he's such a big target and he's so slow. And he'll have to cross out in the open, so I'll be able to spot him before he spots me, most likely. So there are only 3 minutes left in this game as well. It's a pretty long game. And I decided at this point that, there's no point in me sitting here anymore. I'm just going to try to go around and flank. And with this TD's, with the Object 268 speed, you're able to do this. I just decided I'm going to go around, and hopefully it doesn't spot me as I go backwards towards the bridge. But I'm going to go around and try to find some of their artillery and just try to kill them. I figured at the very least I can just kill the artillery. I don't think I'm going to have time to cap at this point. But I figured the Jagdpanzer 100 will probably just stay back there and maybe play for a draw or something. So the IS-8 on our team actually decides to push out, and there he spots the Jagdpanzer 100. I was not expecting him to be that aggressive. And so at this point I'm thinking, well, maybe I can either cap or I can try to flank the Jagdpanzer 100 and get a shot in his side. I go around this corner and I spot the GW Type E. So he was obviously not expecting me to try to go around as he gets caught way out in the open. Now I decide maybe I can get a shot on the Jagdpanzer 100. I might be able to see a cross from this spot. But right as I get there, he moves up. I think he must have realized what was about to happen, and he gets himself into cover from me. So I'm unable to support the IS-8, and I'm just going to have to hope that somehow they manage to kill that guy. So I turn around here too as I get spotted by this Conqueror gun carrier, and I don't want to let him get a shot on me, so I'm going to close the distance and try to go at their base. In 10 seconds it'll be too late for me to cap, so that's really not an option anymore, and I just have to hope that the Jagdpanzer 100 gets killed somehow by that IS-8, who apparently is shooting HE at him right now. Oh, there he actually does get the kill. Now at this point I know where the Conqueror gun carrier is, and I know that their T-92 just killed our T-92, so he's probably reloading still at this point. And it looks like he decided to try to relocate, and again I catch him out in the open and get the kill shot. So now it's just this Conqueror gun carrier. I know exactly where he is. It's too late for me to cap though, and I'm hoping maybe he was facing the other direction and I can get up on this hill, but nope, there he is. I spot him and he's looking down at me, and as you can see he has pretty good gun depression, and I just don't quite have the gun elevation to shoot him. So that's another downside, I'd say, with the 268. The maneuverability for the gun is not particularly good, so you can see I'm trying to back up and get an angle. I keep trying to back up. I don't want to go too far, and there, look at that. He splashes me. He thought I was going to keep trying to back up. Splashes me, doesn't do enough damage, and I'm able to finish him off and get the kill shot. So that's the end of the round. It was my ace tanker round, as I mentioned. I get Top Gun and Pascucci's medal for killing all 3 of their artillery. It was really a pretty exciting round. I was really happy with this result, and always good to get an ace tanker with a tier 10 tank. You definitely have to have a good game in order to do that. So I was pretty happy with this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.